2 loads. You're not gonna even see yourself. We can just duck the whole time. Hey.
What's up, everybody? Good afternoon / morning. So we're back at it again. Today's project, we are going to be installing the floor area and side paneling for the carpeted area that's going to be right here
And bilge.
in our cockpit area.
And
We're going to do the bilge. That's like number 1 on our priorities list. We're going to be installing our a rod strap system. I'll show you in a minute all of the things, like what our ideas are, how we're going to go through it. Let's see, what else? We got
water diverters.
We got our carpet glue, stainless steel screws. We got everything organized. So we'll show you one of the issues that we had yesterday whenever we took it out was the water was spraying up the side of the boat, and it was catching one of the pieces on the back side of the boat, and it was like using it as a ramp to go into the back side of the boat. So that wasn't good, so we had to fix that. So we went to Lowe's, and those are
Carpet bars.
Transition bars.
Yeah, carpet transition bars.
Okay, we got a carpet transition bar, and that happens every single time. Hello, honey. Sounds good. Grab up there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Quick intermission.
She's getting me another pair of flip-flops. All right, so now let me show you around, show you what we have going on. We got a carpet. Well, Matt had the carpet,
Carpet.
a lot of it. Bought some plywood. That's going to be chopped up, and it's going to be put in the floor base here. Before we install it, we will pre-cut it, make sure it fits. After we make it fit, we'll put our glue on, slap our carpet on, slap it in, bolt it in. But before we put the flooring in, we're gonna roll the carpet up over this, glue it to the side here, and then we're gonna make top panels that go right here that'll cap the carpet off. And so you'll get to see all of that.
Doubled our space.
Yeah, double our space. So this is looking good. We're excited about it. All right, so moving on. This is some of the foam we pulled out from all of the random areas. We're going to use this actually in the flooring because it makes sense there. You know, the moisture can come up and hit the bottom of the wood and cause some, you know, rotting, mold, all of that good stuff. So we're probably going to do something, some kind of paint on the bottom side of this just to give it some kind of seal. All right, moving on. So this is going to be my rod strap system. I got some D-ring anchors. Those will be bolted in, and they'll be, I'm not sure exactly where yet, but let's say I bolted in right there. Then I got some straps. Well, they just call these bungees, but they're made out of rubber.
Here, allow me.
Whatever the name is.
So they'll go somewhere here. This is our rod. We lay our rod.
Hold on.
If this was our rod, and then we'll take this over, be able to clip it over to that, and no more rods spawn off.
There you go. So simple. All right, moving on.
Battery terminals.
This stuff right here drives me insane.
Was falling off.
So you see this right here?
Look, we'll test. Look, 1 wiggle, 2 wiggles, and oh, there it fell off.
Yeah, that is not the proper way to install a cable, especially your starter cables, you know, because those fall off and you don't have any tools.
Actually, it did yesterday.
Yeah, and it did. So that's going to get fixed, and I will be taking, got these at Harbor Freight. So stick the wire in, throw some solder in, bam. Good, clean, solid connection. It's not coming off. And the hole is big enough to go around the battery terminal like it's supposed to.
It's like a safety issue. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're out in a scenario and all of a sudden it dies for some reason, you have to start back.
Yep.
Don't want it to not.
All right, so next thing.
Bilge.
Bilge will be,
The sump.
we're not sure exact locations yet, so bear with us. We'll figure it out as we go. But anyway, so down here is a low spot where the motor is. A lot of water likes to sit in there. We're gonna put a bilge. And that bilge will have a hose that runs out up along the side, and it will connect to right here where we've got this hose installed already, ready to go. We gotta seal it in, which this is probably temporary. I'll probably end up getting a through port just like this, but you know, for the time being, we can just slap that in and it'll get us down the road.
Great for our rock carrying
All right,
problem.
so this is our grate that we're going to use to install over the intake on the bottom of the ski, or the bottom of the boat, whatever you want to call it.
Ski boat.
Yeah, ski boat. So hoping this will work. We'll see. We're not real sure on this yet, but this is our plan so far.
If it does work, no more rocks.
All right, so here's our pump. It's already,
Salvaged it out of a live well.
yep, this is a live well pump that we're going to use. So, and this is a 800 gallon per hour.
Got a cap ordered for the fuel.
Yep, cap ordered for the fuel.
Coming
This is,
in.
the reason there's gloves over here is because this cap is busted right here on the side, and any moisture can go right, yep, see that bust? So that's why I have this over it. Just a quick, simple fix, keeps water out of there. Tools we're using, rivet gun, drills, standard stuff.
You can see
All
the
right.
mock-up of that.
So this is mocked up here. This is what this looks like. I'll give you a little closer look. See how it's kind of curved? Looks like it'll work fantastic.
Water comes up as the boat tries to plane, and the water, instead of normally it was just flooding up and then coming up here and rolling over, now this will shoot it out
And also create lift. So we have a slight angle, not much, just slight.
About an inch.
About an inch of lift. So there you go.
Debated to what, go 4 foot or 8 foot.
Yeah.
Ended up going 8 foot because if we're plowing through somebody else's wake,
It'll help keep the boat up.
yeah, it'll keep it from flooding up as bad, hopefully.
Yeah, in theory.
In theory.
All right, I'm gonna set you up, and we're gonna get to work. Is whenever we were buying it, we were thinking it's not really that strong, but got to thinking about it, the rail of the gunnel actually sticks out further because it's up higher, so it protects this piece underneath, so it works out perfect. So let me kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. See, this comes out further. But whenever the water comes up here, it'll hit and shoot out, missing this. All right, so you see this device here? All right, so what this does internally is it grabs this pin and it pulls it down.
The little ball.
And this ball is attached to the top, and it tries to pull that ball through this tube, the jacket. So as you pull, do you see how it come down? Watch, it'll start to mushroom. You see it? And as you pull like that, eventually it'll meet resistance on the back side of your metal, and it'll start to pull up against it and bring it close and tight, and it'll pull the end off before this breaks, hopefully. 9 times out of 10, they pretty much always go in right. But that's how it works.
And if they're done correctly, they should be watertight.
Yeah, they seal themselves.
Because the aluminum is soft, so...
Yep. But that's how it works. Oh, it's magic.
All right.
It's horrible.
Get to drilling.
Who's gonna catch the first fish out of this boat?
Me. You'll be driving.
That is true.
That was 100% real time, too.
100% real time.
I mean, that took what?
Well, except for whenever I edit, it'll probably be sped up, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking like a real time of maybe 10 minutes.
From the time I started recording, it's 29 minutes.
Okay, so 30 minutes, and that was some fluff in there, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think it looks great. We may in the future add just a piece, just the pins, but I think that's going to be.
Those are what, 8 feet?
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal right there. So basically, like, it already had that on it, but you see these fins at the bottom, they were made into the boat. But see, because it's got such a heavy motor in it and just everything that's going on the inside of the engine bay, there's a lot of weight back there. So it's pushed this boat where it's sitting here, and whenever you take off, that water just climbs right up and hits this. Versus before, whenever it was just a lightweight boat, the water set down, you know, at a normal level, and then whenever you planed up, it would hit that and help create lift. But because it's under the water, it's useless. So we just basically did this same thing, but it's up here.
If the new one creates enough lift, the old one might actually be able to participate now.
Yep. It's a double whammy lifter. So.
And realistically, looking at it too, that one doesn't run all the way to the back. Ours does. That one runs a little far forward. So they're almost the same size.
Yep.
Very, very close to the same size. So.
There you go. All right. So that's job done on that. And all right. So we've measured here. We got 38.5 roughly. And so we're just going to cut the straight line first, which we got it marked off. We'll cut this all the way across, and then we'll rip it. It is tapered slightly, so we've got a slight taper coming. We'll taper that, and we'll make sure it fits. Once we get it to fit, we'll mock up the carpet, paint the bottom of it, slap it down, throw some screws in it, and then we're in business for as far as that goes. But we'll be putting some glue on this, and we're going to lay the carpet over here, and then we're going to cut strips right here. I think I already explained that, but it doesn't hurt to go over it again. All right, let's get to it. cables, vacuum them out, and they'll take care of you. We have to get those wires into place.
Yeah, we're gonna have to probably shave this down some more. Looks like. But look how many splices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There really shouldn't even be any. It could have been done better.
Okay, we are finding goodies. So I won't, in order to make this boat really legal at night, we needed a starboard port light on the front, and it didn't have one. But the cool thing is it's already pre-wired for it. So we just found that. So he's snipping wires because there's an umpteen million splices where they just need to be put together into one clip instead of spliced into another wire and another wire spliced into another, a splice into another splice, and then a splice into another splice. So he's cleaning that up, and here's the starboard port light that I bought. I got this from a local place called C&O. Cheap light, but it's gonna work perfect. I'm gonna remove this cleat from the front. I'm probably gonna put it right in the front, or I might put it right behind it. I don't know exactly yet, but it's gonna be right on the front.
Check this out.
Hold on, there's the wire coming in, and check this out.
We had the power or the ground coming in, and they spliced off of it. And then they wanted to do it again. I guess then they had it too short, so they spliced. Then they needed another splice. They spliced. Then they spliced again. Then they spliced again. Then they got to where they're going.
So that's what Matt was like having. His OCD was kicking in on that one. So together, we're an OCD hot mess. I'm the neat one. He's the organized chaos. And together we make
some crazy stuff.
A lot of crazy stuff happen.
All right, so what I've got here is, this is our power coming in to our switch. This is where our panel gets our power from, right there. These are our loads, which we have 3, which we have 3 switches, so that's good. So what we've got to do is we got to figure out there's a twisted pair going back there. That is for the rear light, and this is for the front light. We're going to splice these 2 together. Yeah. That way, when they're on one switch, they all come on.
Because I'm not going to just have an anchor light on. No. I'm going to have...
You're not going to be staying the night out.
But isn't it like legal, like whenever you're anchored, you're supposed to have just an anchor light, and whenever you're underway, you're supposed to have the starboard port light on?
Exactly. But we're never going to be sitting out there, we're anchored down with an anchor light on.
Yeah, this is not going to be an anchor boat.
No. We probably won't ever going to be in enough water to use that, but yeah, we'll do it anyways. So, and then the other one's a bilge wire, which is going to be going to our new bilge pump now. And we just need to run that and get it close, and there should be more than plenty of wire because it goes all the way to the back of the boat currently.
Yeah. On YouTube, get on Amazon and buy these. Don't ever go without them. So these are like the heat shrink with the solder built into the connection. They are fantastic. I love them, especially if you're dealing with water applications. These are awesome. Can't say it enough. These are awesome. Shrink this side and that side. Just get it. Okay, get it nice and open. melted. All right, then I get the heat gun and I do the center because this is too hot, you'll melt through it. And just kind of hold it and let it cool. It's super soft right now.
And that's like permanent fix. That's not even a fix. That's like a factory way to make something.
All right, I'll try to hole saw through there to get the positive and negative wire up to the front. That it's running in that channel right there. I'll put a hole right there. So, in theory, hopefully.
In theory.
This is an awkward position. Show you guys a little trick. I'm gonna get it set up and I'm gonna show you what I'm about to do. The lighting's horrible, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Now, put a hose clamp on the top. I'm gonna heat this up with, use a Black & Decker heat gun, heat it up, and then I'm gonna tighten it down and it will shrink the end of this so that way I can fit it into the hole that I just made to make a good pressure fit. Alright, I know it's not straight, but you get the idea. See how I'm pinching down the end? Alright. I think that's going to be small enough. Let's go test.
Like it's meant to be.
And as that cools, it will harden to the shape of that, and it ain't coming out. All right, I've test fitted the deck, and I'm about to stain and seal it. It's just to keep the water out, help this piece of wood last a little longer. I don't know if it'll be a permanent floor or I'm gonna go with metal later. I don't know, but it should last a while like this. There you go. That's one side done. All the edges, top. Nice and sealed. We'll let this dry, cut some carpet, put some glue on it, wrap it, install it. See you back in a minute. That's on. I'm gonna let that tack up. Then once it tacks, we'll lay the carpet over, smooth it out, then we'll flip it back over, staple the edges, and that'll be done until we put it in the boat. So I'll be back whenever this tacks up. All right, it's been about 15 minutes. Started to tack, lay the carpet over, get it into place. Go. Edge is stapled. All right, let's get it back installed in the boat. I'm skipping steps on y'all. So I got to get the side panels carpeted, and I have to make a top cap strip for the top. So let me get all that figured out, and we'll be back. All right, measured out my top cap strips. Gotta cut these down, get them sealed, get carpet on them, and I'll show you what's going on over here in just a second. Gotta check, I gotta cut it's a little bit long, so I gotta cut the end off this. Alright, so this is gonna be wrapped in carpet, top cap for this piece of carpet that's gonna be laid up, glued in, trimmed, and then that piece is just to make it nice and pretty on the top. So, there you go. That's just sitting in there right now. Gotta get it glued in. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. Both sides. I got a plate to cover up this. That's sitting right there. Gotta get that glued in. Get that piece of carpet cut and put in. And then the top cap sealed, carpet wrapped, and installed. And then I'm thinking that that'll be the deck almost done, so we're getting there. All right, got the carpet cut to size. I'm about to staple it in place. Put on. I gotta work on this, trying to get it square, but that is way better. Alright, get her buttoned up, put some screws down through here and in the floor, get this attached. And we'll see you back, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Oh, boy, I'm tired. My hands are swollen, hurting, but I'm almost done. And I made a whole bunch of progress. Let's check it out. I got this fully wired up, which was a super pain. My fingers hurt like you wouldn't believe. But so I've got bilge. This is anchor light. Wait, sorry. Bilge, anchor light, bow light. So here's bilge. Haven't got that completely hooked up yet, but it is wired. Here's the front, or sorry, this is anchor. And this is front. Starboard port. This is the way I got that installed. Wire comes up here, connected right there. So that's the light on the front. I got my strap in. I gotta put the D-ring down, but it'll be hooked right there. See if I can give you a look at the wiring. There you go. So that's that. Here's the bilge wired. The connections. And then here is the anchor light wired. So the bilge will be mounted back there. Hose will be routed around and coming out here. That's all I lack as far as plumbing and all of that. So, man, it's been a long night. I've been working on this boat, I can't tell you how many hours. A long time, and I'm still not done. But that's all part of it. You just gotta keep grinding, because in the end, it's worth it. But while you're doing it, it kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. I just want to buy a boat and just take it out and go fishing. But no, I'm just kidding. I actually enjoy working on stuff. I don't enjoy when wires and connections and things just don't work right. It's super frustrating. I know if everything was easy, everybody would do it. But sometimes it's just stupid things that go wrong. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It's super frustrating. Makes you like mentally want to just jump off a bridge. But I'm thankful that I have made it this far. So I appreciate you guys watching. And we'll see you on the next one.